Very Country. I'm your host, Alika Gonzalez.
I'm your co-host, Rania Wolf.
I'm your guest, Alicia Ochoa.
And I'm your guest, Valerie Martinez.
Yes, and today, what are we talking about, Verania?
Today we're talking about kind of urban legends, you know, stuff like any stories that we have of paranormal activity.
Yeah.
I feel like when I say paranormal activity, most people think of ghosts, but I'm kind of leaning more towards like stuff like mimics and like skinwalkers or just like truly like the unexplainable. You know, a lot of stories that I hear like or see online and stuff like from like Appalachian Mountains because they're old. I swear, like those trees know stories, bro.
Yeah, I see that on TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
I know, me too.
So, have you guys ever heard of mimic?
Yeah.
Like, have you
No.
seen one or heard? Well, not
I've
seen,
heard
but
the game
heard.
on
Roblox.
Roblox. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, the
Roblox.
Roblox game. I passed it actually.
If you don't know what a mimic is, it's basically kind of like this, like, I don't know if this is the right word, but like an entity that basically kind of mimics somebody else's voice. So let's say you're upstairs or something and you hear your mom calling you like, Vanya, like, come down, I made food or something. But your mom's not home.
Oh, okay. I know.
And that's basically what a mimic is.
Okay.
Hearing somebody else's voice, but it wasn't them, or like they're just not there. One story that I have heard from my cousin, who a lot of creepy stuff has happened in her house. I don't know if you guys know the story of like the shadow guy I saw. Like it was
I
that house.
remember
That house was
you talked
super
about that on the
creepy.
podcast. One of the old ones.
The house is super creepy. She told me though one time that her room was upstairs and there's like big stairs going down and the kitchen's like over here. And she was telling me how she was like doing her homework and she had like music and then she heard her mom like kind of very faintly like Samantha, like let's go, come on, like come downstairs, Samantha, and like kept calling her. And she took her earbuds out like, oh shoot, like I think my mom's been calling me. So she walks, like she immediately just rushes out, doesn't think anything about it, rushes out and about to go downstairs. And she said it was like pretty late. She was like up late working on an assignment and all the lights are off. And as she's about to go downstairs, her mom opens the door and my cousin was like, I thought you were downstairs. And her mom was like, my tia was like, no, I heard that too. And my cousin Sam, she has a brother named Elias, and he like lives downstairs while they're upstairs. And he's told me a whole bunch of crazy stories that he's had. But my cousin Sam like told me that she thinks it was her brother doing it, but like she just kind of says like, you know, when you tell yourself something just because you don't want to like think of the other possibilities.
Yeah.
And she was telling me like it was just like really weird, and her mom just never talked about it again. But her mom just walked down and was like, you heard that, right? And like right after that just like stopped.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
I've heard that like if you ever hear that you shouldn't go and try to follow it.
Yeah, I hear
And
you're
that
supposed to
scared
ignore
me
it.
so
Yeah.
much. Yeah,
Or
you're
they say
supposed to
like don't
ignore it.
respond to it, right?
Yeah.
Like if you say
How
like
can you-
yes.
How can you hear that
Yeah.
and act like it's not there? Like,
Yeah.
I like it just messes with my mind so much because that's happened to me before. I was home. I don't remember. I was home with my brother, and I heard my mom calling me, and I was like, "My mom's not even home. Like, well, what is this?" And then I heard my brother calling me downstairs, and I was like, I walked out, and I yelled his name, and he's like, "What?" And his room is right next to me, and I'm like, "You're not downstairs?" And he's like, "No," and I was like, so then what did I just hear? I was like, am I going crazy?
Nah.
And I just went back into my room and I got so scared.
Oh, wow.
I feel like I hear my name a lot when it's not somebody actually saying my name, but I don't know if it's like a mimic. I feel like it's just like, I'm like, you know, this happened to me one time though. My best friend, she lives like right across the street from me. We're neighbors, and it's obviously not a far walk. It's really like 3 steps, right? Yeah. But those 3 steps are scary, bro, because it's across the street and it's like completely dark and my streetlights are like don't provide much light. So I'm walking home, I'm like clutching my purse, bro. So I walk over and I'm trying to open the door, and I remember nobody was home this night though. And I go to open the door. My friend like walks me out of her house, and then as soon as like I cross into like my fence, she like goes back inside. So I just go in. I'm about to open the door, and I swear, I heard somebody say, "Rania," and it felt like they're like right in my ear, and I immediately like break my neck when I look back. I'm like, and I turn back, and there's nobody there. And the way my door works is this is the door, and then there's like bushes and like trees all around here. So I was just so scared. I was like, what was that, bro?
Yeah.
And I'm like trying to open the door. I feel like those like horror movies where they like can't open the door.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like that. The only like really weird thing that I feel like that really scared me, and I've never really said it because I was just like that was really weird. So like I said, my mom is like really spiritual. So my mom had been going through a lot, and she was like, I need a really like deep cleansing, and so she went to go get a massage. But like this massage was really sketchy. It was a couple that lived like really close to that, like that, you know, guys heard of the sad case, the Cecil Hotel, like where the girl passed away?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she was like near there.
Wait, the one where she drowned in like the barrel, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that whole sad case, right? So my mom said that that's where like they lived, like not in the hotel, but like around there.
That's
so
scary.
she went, and so it was like a 7-story apartment, and that specific floor was like really dark, really scary looking, just like in the movies, like horror movies type stuff. So she was like, I was like nervous.
No, bro,
but she
you're
didn't go
getting
alone.
kidnapped.
She went with my aunt that gets massages there. But obviously, like, my mom truly believes that, like, she's inclined, like, being a witch and all that stuff. So my mom goes into the hotel, or like, their apartment, and it's a guy and a girl, like a couple, elderly couple, and that they both kind of just like look at her, and then like they kind of like the couple like interlinks, and the señor, the guy, was like, oh, I'm gonna give her the massage. Like, it was like really weird how she explained it, because then when she came home from the massage, she was explaining to me, and we were at the dinner table, and she was like, oh, like they had he had chosen me. Like, it was like really weird. And that obviously, like, my mom is a germaphobe, and she's a clean, like, she needs everything clean, right? So she said that their place was like really cluttered, really dark, like it smelled a lot, and she was like, I was really uncomfortable. So that she got her massage, and that as he was like massaging her, his face was twitching, like as if like he was like de-cleansing her body, and like his face was like doing stuff, and like as my mom was telling me, her face was twitching. And I didn't know how to say it, like, as I was really scared. I was like, what if something's inside of her, and like, what if have you guys seen like those horror movies, like when like the demon comes inside of
like
you?
the exorcism
Yeah,
and stuff?
like it kind of
Okay,
like just
okay.
goes inside of you. So I couldn't like I couldn't say anything, because I was like, oh my god, like her face is twitching, like this part of her face, like this cheek was twitching, and her eye. And I was like, how do I tell her face is twitching? Cause that's never happened.
no,
and I was
that's
really
crazy.
scared.
There's like a lot of like spiritual stuff behind your face twitching, but mainly your eyes, like were her eyes twitching? Because
Yes.
I've seen that on TikTok,
and it's never happened. Never happened
like
to her.
something came up on my For You page when like my right eye was like twitching a lot, and it was like there was like saying that it was like a meaning behind it, and I like didn't want to watch it.
No,
'cause I
like
was
her
scared.
face was like literally twisting, like it was weird, like her mouth was like twisting weirdly, and like as she was telling me that he was giving her the massage, that she could see his face like was just like scared, like blank
And you
face.
kept a straight face talking to her.
Yes,
while-
bro. I was just like I didn't even know what my face was, because I was like this is weird, like, and I could feel it like in my like in my heart, like it was like the truth that she was telling
Nah,
me
bro,
that.
your mom. That was not your mom who came
And
back
then,
home, bro.
and then my mom the guy kept telling her, we're not weird, stop thinking we're weird. Like, and
What
my
the hell?
mom was
Was he
like, because
reading
like the
her
whole
mind?
time that she was like, oh my god, like this is really weird, like I'm never coming back here again.
Absolutely
it's
not.
dirty in here. And he kept saying, like, repeatedly, like, we're not weird, we're not into that paranormal stuff, like stop thinking that. And then my mom obviously, like, I don't even know what she said to him, but that he kept repeating, like, we're not weird, stop thinking stuff like that.
What are those things like they call the people that can like speak with the dead and stuff? What do they call them?
Oh my god.
I think it starts with like an M.
There's
know.
stories of people who have like really like
They're really deep connections with spiritual
Yes.
stuff like that. I forgot what they're called, but I was just thinking of that because of Sam and Colby. Like when they bring the
Sam
people
and
in there,
Colby?
yeah, I watch
Yeah.
them all the time.
Yeah.
That's like
Same.
low-key what has
Show.
gotten like me into like thinking of them.
I don't know what the show's called.
A
but-
median?
Yeah, there's a medium.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
it's called.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
I
a
remembered.
a show of a guy who kind of did like Ubers or like taxi. I think it was like taxi. 'cause
yeah,
it was
yeah,
Uber.
I've seen that.
Yes, and he would like pick up people and he would tell them like, you have like a person with you. Like, I feel like there's somebody with you, like somebody that's passed away. And he's like, is it? I feel like it's a male, and then proceeds to describe like perfectly in detail, like, it's your dad, you know, and just like keeps giving them detail, and the person ends up crying, like, oh my god, like, yes, my dad died like this long
Yeah.
ago, and like this dude was just giving them like only like super personal details, like the only that person and the one who passed would know,
Yeah.
you know. And I saw like several stories of them. I mean, of course it could be staged, but
Yeah.
I really do think that there's people out there like that. My mom told me that when she was younger, she used to say that she like could see like dead people, and then one day
See,
she
like
just
that
all
scares
stopped.
me. That
Yeah.
like scares me.
And I told her like, how are you not scared? And she's like, I don't know, like I didn't know that wasn't normal.
Yeah.
And I just like, that's crazy.
Yeah, the only thing that was like really weird that I experienced, because I've never seen my mom's face twitch like that. I've never seen nobody's face twitch like that. And I was like, when I seen it, I got up and I was really, really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like I never close my door fully when I go to sleep. I always leave like a crack. I closed it. I was really
Why?
scared.
I can't even sleep with my closet open.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I crack it open just in case, but no, I had to close my door because I got really scared. It was really scary.
Val, have you heard a mimic before?
Loki just on TikTok. Like there was this one point where like my entire For You page was for like of like the Appalachian Mountains and stuff, and like they're really big on whistling. Like don't whistle when you go there.
Wait, why can't you whistle when you go there?
Because
I
they
don't know,
say
I
like,
guess it like
It's
attracts
like,
things.
it's like bad juju.
yeah,
Oh.
and they're like, oh, like they're not gonna like it. Like whoever's like in the Appalachian Mountains, like they're not gonna like if you whistle. And they're like, if they're like, I just know that if they sound like they're far away, they're close to you, and if they sound like they're close to you, they're far away.
Oh, okay, I've heard.
That
something
scares
like
me.
Yeah, and you're just like not supposed to like pay attention to it.
I've heard there's like a bunch of skinwalkers in like the Appalachian
Oh
Mountains.
my
Skinwalkers
God.
scare me so bad.
Yeah.
I have like a full blown fear of them. Every time I bring my dog into my house, I do stuff. I tell him to do stuff that he doesn't know to make sure that he's not a freaking
You saw
skinwalker,
that one
bro.
video too.
Yes, because I get so scared. Because like people have been saying like on TikTok,
Yeah.
that's where everything is. There's this dog that came into their house and it was like doing stuff that
Yeah, it wasn't.
it was it was doing stuff that the dog didn't know how to do.
Yeah.
So that's why I like tricked my dog.
Yeah, like-
somebody
like the-
recorded it. I think I seen the video.
Yeah, the owner was like, "Oh, do a spin."
Yeah,
cupcake,
and
do
then,
a spin.
and then she
And
locked
dog
the
did spin.
dog, and then she locked
And
the
then, like, it was
dog
like,
out of the
the
door.
dog was like in like it was a door frame, and the owner was on one side, the dog was on the other. And he's like, "Oh, do a spin cupcake," and the dog just spin. He's like, "My dog doesn't know how to do that." And he slams it.
That's what I saw.
It was looking funny, but like
Oh
that,
my
like,
god.
like it's looking funny, but like actually thinking like if that would happen to me, I would
That's
crash
why
out.
I
and I
like
heard
get
like
so
there's
scared.
rules if you live there, right? Like you have to be in like inside at a certain time.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Or stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And then you have to like close your doors and like your windows.
Yeah.
Like never leave anything cracked open. Like never leave your lights on. Stuff like that. And I'm like, that
Yeah.
it scares
Like,
me
that's
Like, why
so
would you want to
bad.
live there?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I really feel like places hold, especially like older places. I feel like older places really do hold memories, and like, yes, they're like they're not actual living objects, but I swear they carry like energy with them. Like you ever walk into like a really old place, like an ancient place, and like it just feels like a very different energy. Like this place, this building, these walls has seen stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I have
You
a story
literally
about
just talking about that made my stomach hurt. Like my stomach
Same.
just started turning. I don't know why.
For me, like I feel something like
I know. I'm
What's going
scared.
on?
Now I'm scared.
no, but the one place that I felt about that, guys, I went to a place where Sam and Kobe made a video, the Mission Inn.
Wait, where?
The Mission Inn. I think it's in like Riverside. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. But it's like it was like this one room at the top of the mission. and- this one room at the top of the mission, and they said that it was haunted, and they had brought other people with them. I don't remember who. But like it's the only room in the entire mission with a cross on top of it. And I stayed in the level below that in the room like across from it.
Mm-mm.
Let's go. But what's it called? I remember like I watched the video before going to the mission and I was freaked out the entire time and I was like
Bro.
10. And I just remember like the second I got to the mission, like even looking back at it now, like nothing felt real there. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like
a fever dream or what?
not even a fever dream. Like it's just like I think back on it and like I feel like I'm imagining myself there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just remember the feeling of being there didn't feel real. And I went with it was me, like it was like a whole family trip. It was me, my cousin, my parents and my grandparents and my Nina and Nino. And like even with my cousin, like we were telling each other the whole time, like something doesn't feel right here. And like we would tell our parents and they're like, nah, it's normal. They're just kids. But I just remember waking up like at 3 a.m. to someone knocking on the door, and I woke up in the morning and I told my parents like, hey, did you guys hear the knocking? And like, oh no, I think it was just drunk people. But then like I saw them give each other a look and I was like, are we serious? Like
I feel like I could never visit one of those places because I see things where they're like, if you go, stuff can get attached to you and go home with you.
oh no, yeah.
That's
and
really
just-
I
scary.
have a very
Scares
similar
me.
story
That
to that when I
freaks
was in
me out.
Hawaii. I went my sophomore year with my family friends, and we all went together. And we stayed on Honolulu first, and then we went to Kauai. And in Kauai's the smaller island, and this resort we stayed at was so like creepy. It felt like a whole fever dream the entire time we were there. There was nobody remotely close to our ages. It was just all older people, and
Yeah.
That too.
everything just looked really like old. Like everything was kind of like a bit older, and it just like it looked like it hadn't been like redone in a very long time. So I remember my friend and I, the first time we get there, the resort is like right on the beach. Like literally, you walk out your room through the hallway, and the beach is right there. And my friend and I, Aaliyah, she's like my best friend. We walk out and we're sitting by the beach, and there's like this big log. So we sit down on it, and it's already dark. It's probably like 11 or 10. It's just us two, you know. And this like beach was very private, just to the resort. So we're sitting right there on the beach, and I remember I was like staring out into the water, and it's really dark. There's no light out there, so like I can only see what like with the little bit of moonlight that's coming in, and I'm looking into the water, and I keep seeing like these little like things like bob up out the water. I'm like, dude, what is that? And I keep like staring, and I'm like looking really hard at it, and I'm trying to focus on it. And I swear it looked like people, like it looked like heads. But thing is, there was nobody else out here, and we were sitting here for a good second. And while we're looking, I swear it looked like people, like these heads were coming out of the water. I'm like, bro, like, is somebody there? And it was like several of them. And then at one point, I take a picture of it, and there's a picture, and I don't know why. After the trip, I couldn't find it. Neither of us could find it. It's a picture, and you could see like kind of almost faces in the water. And
I just got chills.
And the entire time we were just super creeped out. So I remember we go back into the room, we get really scared, and we search up like this resort that we're at. I don't even remember what it's called. We search up this resort, and we're looking like at it, and like anything like in the past, its history and stuff.
Are we serious right now?
I'm scared.
I sensed.
If I could just come back.
We look up the history of this resort, because as soon as my friend and I got there, we knew something was wrong with this place. As soon as we get there, we just knew it. So we're sitting out on the beach. We go back inside the room. We get inside. We're on our phones looking up this place. And we find out that like 2 or 3 years ago, before we got there, when you go down into this resort, it's a long path, a long driveway into the resort. Trees everywhere, just covering like this. Long, like honestly, it might even be like a mile stretch of just this driveway. And we find out that like a year or two before, these like girls went missing, like like a murder happened, right?
I would never.
And then a couple nights later, it's like 10 kids of us. We all came together. It's a big family. We all came together. The last night we went there, there's an open field, and we would like during the day we'd run on it, play on it, and everything. At night we went toads everywhere on the ground. You can't walk without stepping on one. It was so weird. And then we get to like this like back area, and it's a forest, but there's a huge clearing going in, and then there's a little shed right there. That's probably just for storage. And the last night we were there, we see a lady in an all-white dress walk out with long, dark hair. All of us see her, and she just looks at us. And we go, hell no. And we run back. My friend stepped on a toad. It jumped at me. Like, we're all just screaming, running back. And, like, we never talked about it again after that. We're just like, okay, we're leaving tomorrow morning, so.
That's scary.
No, but the real scariest thing is that one sound on TikTok, the
no. That's always with the, it's either that one or the one where she, like, the one about her putting a cat in, like, the microwave.
No, her poodle.
Okay, well, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in Bear Country. Bye, Bears.
Bye.